Hi everyone, my name is Axel Weiss, and today I am here on behalf of the Orchid Organization. This presentation was made by Rebecca Xu, Risa Roy, and myself. And today we're going to be talking about taking care of your mental health during quarantine. So some of the topics that we're going to be covering are mental health, what it is and how it affects your day-to-day life, how to be productive during quarantine, how to continue to socialize during quarantine, and the importance of exercise on your mental health. So we're going to start by talking about what is mental health. Well, your mental health kind of encompasses your emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It really affects how you think, feel, and act in various types of situations and under different stresses, such as quarantine or being home, away from your friends and family every single day. So as you can see, it does have a tremendous impact on your well-being, which is why we're going to be talking about how you can maintain a healthy mental health during quarantine. So these are just some apps that are out there that can really help you if you have a mental health condition or you're really struggling with something. For example, Risa, this one over here is a mental health chat box that uses therapy-based practices and activities, including cognitive behavioral therapy, behavior therapy, mindfulness, mood tracking, and more to kind of help users better manage their mental health themselves. And then Booster Buddy is an app that is designed to help users get through the day by kind of giving little pushes or reminders. And it particularly helps people who have mental health conditions that kind of hinder their ability to do everyday tasks. So each day, how it works is that each day users check in with their buddy and complete 3 small tasks to help them build some momentum for the day and kind of get through it effectively. And then Shine, this one over here, is kind of like a self-care community. It includes daily meditation, pep talks, articles, community discussions, and a lot more. And it's all put together to kind of help you kind of have like self-care practice in your everyday life, because although you have all of these options, you have therapy and everything else, you yourself need to be making sure that you are taking care of yourself, which is hence self-care. Um, Hashtag self-care, while we're on the subject, is this app over here with the little heart. And it's an app that kind of allows you to pretend you're spending a day in bed, or like a really, really relaxing day somewhere you love, kind of with like soothing visuals, music, and activities to help you kind of ease you into a more stressful state. And this can be particularly helpful if you have gone through a really stressful day or you're just having a really bad time. It can help you wind down, get your heart rate at a more calmer level, and really kind of look at something from a different perspective, from a calmer mind. And now the final app that I will be talking about is Talkspace, which is online therapy with professionals. Shine is kind of Shine is kind of like a community of a lot of individuals. Talkspace is with actual professionals who can help you. So while these are some really incredible apps that I found, there are so many more out there. And even if these don't fit your exact needs, I definitely recommend that you go out there and look at all the options and really choose something that can help you, because your mental health is really important. As previously mentioned, it affects how you act in different situations and your emotions and how you feel, but physically and mentally. So now we're going to be talking about productivity. As many of you may know, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, but it's kind of like when you have nothing to do or when you're not being as productive as you usually want to be productive, that can also be a tremendous setback for your mental health, because now there's an extra layer of stress that has been added to your day-to-day life. So yeah, like I previously mentioned, we have so much time now that it is kind of hard to like even though we have so much time now, it's kind of hard to we might feel like it's hard to complete everything because of the way we are budgeting our time. And most of us never even imagine having this degree of time or freedom to do whatever we want. So it can be very daunting. And sometimes we may not make the best decisions for what we should be doing. So how can we make the most of this? Well, one thing to do is always keeping yourself busy. It's important to keep oneself busy, but how do we do this? It's easy to say, keep yourself busy, do something. Well, one way is to create structure, a daily routine. Before quarantine began, before this entire pandemic really hit us hard, we had a routine. We woke up in the morning, we ate breakfast, we went to school, we went to work, we came back home, we ate dinner, etc., etc., etc. So, and with really no one out there watching us or really looking at what we're doing, some of us are waking up at different times in the day, 10, 1, and our meals has changed itself. And what most of us probably don't realize is the body responds really well to routine. So maybe create a structure, a routine for yourself that you yourself follow. Maybe in the morning you wake up, you do your homework, you telenetwork, school projects, etc. And in the afternoon, you prepare lunch, answer emails, or take a little break, watch TV maybe for a bit, kind of like to help your mind calm down. And in the evening, you play games, sports, board games, spend time with your family. And at night, you eat dinner, watch movies, go to bed. Remember, go to bed at a reasonable time. Don't go to bed at 2 in the morning because you have a lot of time to do everything else. If you are productive and you plan out your day, you should not be going to bed at 2 in the morning. And then work smarter, not harder. If we organize everything and we have a plan to do what we need to do, everything will go a lot smoother. We will be organized and it will just end up going much faster if you go in with a plan. Think for like this: 1 hour of planning can save 10 hours of doing. And it's okay to take a break. So, a lot of people recommend taking a 5-minute break after 1 hour of studying. Maybe watch a YouTube video of like funny cats doing a funny little thing, or read a book, or listen to music, because you don't want to overwork your mind and overload and add strenuous stress. And then, like I said, always work in an environment that is conducive to learning, which has no distraction. Maybe don't sit on the sofa if that makes you really sleepy. It has to be calm and quiet. Don't have loud noises playing in the background. Like if your siblings or your partner is watching a movie on the TV, maybe go into another room and study instead or work instead. And I just have this quote by Demetri Martin saying that the sofa is the enemy of productivity. Okay, and now socialization. So Rebecca, it's you will be taking over from this, and I hope that you enjoyed my presentation thus far. Thank you.
Being stuck at home is tough, but talking to other people can make it a little better. Obviously, you can call and text your friends whenever you want, but by planning to call people at specific times, you can have something to look forward to. If you don't want to talk on the phone, you can always video call. Some great apps and websites for video calling are FaceTime, Zoom, Hangouts, Skype, and Google Meet. You don't just have to stick to talking with people who you used to see all the time. Quarantine is a great time to ask some of your old friends how they're doing. Even a simple "hello, how are you" can make a great difference. And if you're worried about not having something to talk about, have no fear. You can always use different forms of entertainment to help you out. Like Misha Collins, an actor on the TV show Supernatural, has said, "This is a moment to take care of each other. It's a scary time, and we're gonna need some serious entertainment." If you and some other people have Netflix, you can watch movies and shows together by using the extension Netflix Party. It's free and easy to use. And if you don't have Netflix, there's still loads of other things you can do. Here are some examples of activities you can try out, such as virtual book clubs, baking and playing board games with the people that you live with, art therapy, and texting games like 20 questions. You can check out more with the link in the video description. Continuing to exercise, even during quarantine, is extremely important. Not only is this an opportunity to get that summer body, exercising can help with keeping a clear mind, encouraging healthier eating habits, and reducing risk of disease. During exercise, your body releases chemicals that improve your mood and help you feel more relaxed and at ease. Exercising more often makes it more likely for you to crave for healthier foods, such as fruits and vegetables that will further improve your well-being. Exercise can also reduce your risk of heart disease by increasing circulation and strengthening your heart. Although during these times it is not recommended to go to a gym to work out, it is entirely possible to get a similar experience at home. It can be just as effective to work out at home as it is in a gym. Using some workout equipment you may have at home, or even just a clear space on the floor, can get you moving. You can search up different workout routines and ones that will suit what you have to work out with. You can even get creative and create your own for whatever you feel like working out. The first link in the description is a workout video for beginners or people who don't work out often but want to give it a try. Remember, it's never too late to start exercising on a regular basis. The second video is a low-impact workout, which means that it's easier on the joints. And the third link brings you to a good all-around workout that is 20 minutes long. It's slightly intense, but modifications can be made to work up to the level in the video. During quarantine, don't forget to stay positive. The most important thing in life is keeping a positive attitude. This way, you'll be happier, you'll live a longer life, you'll perform better at work, and you'll improve your socialization skills. Even though quarantine began, doesn't mean that your happiness has to end. Here are some positive aspects of the lockdown that you may not have even thought of. Number 1, take your time to get to know yourself better. Number 2, you can learn how to improve your communication. Number 3, you can value what you already have and learn to be thankful. Number 4, you can enjoy some at-home activities that you might not have had time to enjoy before. Here are some general tips to stay sane during quarantine. Number 1, remain calm. You have to keep your cool because this situation is only temporary. Number 2, habits. Keep a good hygiene and maintain good eating habits. Number 3, contact. Stay in contact with others via phone or video call or any of the other methods that we mentioned earlier in this video. Number 4, stay positive. Be positive and do creative or altruistic things. Number 5, information. Keep yourself well informed of the situation around you, but watch out for fake news. And last of all, routine. Follow a daily routine to escape from monotony. Having a routine can help you stay grounded and on track. Meet the team. Aksa, Risha, and Rebecca, that's me, we made this video, and if you would like to check out our other content, feel free to subscribe to our channel and follow our Instagram account. Here it is. theorchidorganization@gmail.com and @theorchidorganization. And always remember that you're staying at home for the common good. Thanks to your being responsible, you're taking care of your loved ones, so be positive, enjoy your time spent at home, be patient, and don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. Stay safe, everyone. Bye!